You okay? You okay?
Hey YouTube family, welcome back to That's So Jazz. If you're new to this channel, I am a lifestyle and mommy vlogger, mom of 3, also a special needs mom. If you're coming back to this channel, welcome back. I missed y'all. So today, we're talking about baby Rose. So when I first had her, they always do a hearing screening for your baby when you first give birth. And she failed her hearing screening in one ear. Now, I've tried to get appointments for her so many times, and it was just super crowded. But the School of Deaf offered me a free hearing screening. So we're here so she can get tested. They wanted her to stay asleep for the screening because it's easier to read when she sleep, but that didn't last long.
Like I'm trying to see.
I know. Oh, sorry. Yep. You go back. You go back to sleep, girl.
Okay, a couple of tips if your baby has to get this screening. Try to wake them up really early and try to keep them awake also on the drive to the doctor's office. And when you get there, right before, a couple of minutes before the doctor calls you back, then breastfeed or bottle feed your baby so that they are soothed and tired and they want to go to sleep, and the test will be a lot easier. See, I didn't know these tips, so she was wide awake.
You okay? You okay? Good. Yeah. Okay. Oh, did you want to hang on to that? Did you want to hang on to that?
Okay, so the testing that they're trying to do is called the auditory brain stem response. And they're putting the sticky things on her head so that they can clip the machine to it and read her brain waves. But she has to be asleep for this process to happen.
Like, what y'all doing?
Come check your ears, okay? Check your ears, babe. Let's try it when she's awake. We can try it, yeah.
If y'all get better responses when she sleep, if I feed her, she'll fall back to sleep.
Okay, then let's do that then. All right.
So they say it works better when she's asleep. So I'm trying to see if she'll go back to sleep. She look like she's ready to play. So yeah, she not trying to go back to sleep. You won't go back to sleep? No. Long as hell. That was a failed mission, y'all. She would not go to sleep. So they're going to try to run the test with her being awake and see what they can get.
Can you just update the name in Oz? Her legal last name, like her last name is King. I think it should be easier to find if it wasn't in there. Really? Is that how you feel about it? Okay, if we can do it, we will. I know.
You talking? You talking, mamas? Yes. I'll tight grip. Okay, so through this whole procedure, they noticed that she had fluid in both ears. They weren't able to really know where the fluid was coming from because the test wouldn't work with her being awake. So they recommended that I take her to an audiology doctor. And when I went to the audiology doctor, she basically had me sit in the office and, before I get into that, they definitely wanted to distract her with this procedure. So they tried everything. But y'all, when I say my baby was wide awake, she was wide awake. But okay, so back to the audiology. We went there and she had a bunch of machines. I couldn't get video that's from the audiology, but she had a bunch of machines. She said Rose's name. She had machines that Rose can look at from different sounds. Rose definitely responded to each sound she heard, and she looked when she called her name. So she was like, she does notice that she has fluid in her ear, but her hearing is moderate, so she's not deaf. She definitely can hear. So my doctor recommended her to go to an ears, nose, and throat doctor. We also went there. So when we went to the ears, nose, and throat doctor, they really didn't do any testing. They actually just recommended that I get tubes put in her ear to help drain the fluid in her ear. Now, babies with Down syndrome often get ear infections or they're prone to ear infections. So the fluid in her ear infections can cause fluid in your ear. So they want to put the tubes in her ear so that the fluid can drain. Now the issue with the tubes in her ear, they don't know if
I'm sorry. We can, but she's gotta. Yeah. So, Mama, our test here.
So far, she has fluid in her middle ear. So we're going to try to put her to sleep so that they can do this testing to see what's going on with the fluid in the middle of her ear. So try to get her to sleep. She's a little hyper right now. Yeah, I'm a little hyper right now. Yeah, we again couldn't get her to sleep. So when I went to the ears, nose, and throat doctor, they didn't do any testing. Back to talking about the tubes in her ear. I really wasn't ready because that's a surgery. They surgically put it in the baby's ear. There are some pros and cons to the surgery, so I just wasn't ready. And they gave me a week to think about it, but of course I decided that I want to wait until she's at least 1 year old. So I went back to her doctor, and her doctor agreed, like, I can't force you to make her get surgery. It's up to you. And this right here is just me trying to get her to sleep again. When I say it was hard to get her to sleep, it was definitely hard to get her to sleep. The rest of the video is just basically me trying to get her to sleep, and I thought driving around was going to work, and then me going into her audiology appointment and her ears, nose, and throat appointment. But again, I couldn't show much in those appointments, so I'm just, updating y'all on everything that happened. Now, the tubes are called... Okay, I'm going to just leave it right here on the screen because you won't get me saying that word wrong. But those are the tubes that they were going to put in her ears to help drain the fluid. Now, the other thing is her dad has moderate hearing loss too in both ears. So the hearing loss could be hereditary. And that's what makes me nervous about her having the surgery, because it could not have anything to do with the fluid. It could just be that her dad has hearing loss and so does she. So again, this was us on our way to Children's Hospital to take her to see audiology. And I love Children's Hospital in Washington, D.C. They treat their patients amazing. I've been there before a couple of times when my oldest had to get his kidneys checked when he was a baby, and taking her back and forth. And when I was pregnant, I had to go up there so that they can check me for any difficulties like heart problems or anything like that, because she has Down syndrome. They have always taken care of me, so wonderful hospital. But this was us in the audiology office. Again, I couldn't get much video there. This is just us waiting to be called back, and then us leaving. So again, I'm gonna wait until she's 1 year old. I'll take her to the doctor and keep in touch with the doctors just to make sure the fluid doesn't get worse. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.